Okay, hi family. Hi to the plant family. So right now I am getting ready to do this plant. As I told you all that this plant has suffered a great deal. I've been meaning to repot this for a while. It's been over there in the corner. I put dirt on it probably like, I don't know, 2 months ago on the top as it was growing out, as the roots was growing. But I really needed to get in there and put it in a bigger pot. Yes, this is a bigger pot, but I have this and sitting in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to repot it in here in this pot itself. And give me a second because I have to go get my scooper. Okay, so I want to just show you all how I do. All right, let's get in here. Okay, I ran downstairs to get my scooper and my little dish that I have. I'm gonna look on my phone. Okay. All right. All right, let me see you all. Hi. Hi, everyone. Hi, family. Okay, I see you all coming in here. This is my plant. And I'm gonna tell you, this plant, this is my rubber plant, right? It's another name that they call it. Elastica, family. Don't let me start telling you all these names that they use, okay? It's another name. I can't think of it right now. But I call it my rubber plant. That's what, everyone generally calls it. And what I want to say, the name I want to say, I know is not the correct name, so I'm not even going to say it. But it's like a something Elastica, right? So I'm going to put this in, I'm going to repot it in here because this is getting too small. And I noticed that the roots is all out. It's not really, because it doesn't have enough soil in here, and I really don't have no place for the soil to go but on the floor, right? At this point, because it's like really to the top. The water's just everywhere because it just sucked up all, it's barely any soil in here now. It's just a bunch of roots. So it's a Ficus elastica. That's what I was trying to say, a Ficus elastica, right? That's the scientific name, but you all know you won't be hearing too many scientific names here on this plant channel, okay? But so this is one of my babies. I love these rubber plants. I have 3 of them, right? I have 3 of them. One of them is not doing so good, but that haven't been doing good since last year. Last year where I had it at, it took like a drastic turn. And I'm really trying to get that plant to thrive. So I've been trying to do that since, I'm going to say, probably the middle of last year sometime. So I'm really trying to get that plant to thrive. I know I can do it. So I've just been nurturing it, and it's making a full recovery, but it's not like this on my other one. It used to be like this, right? It used to be just like this, but let me put this in the middle so you all can see. It used to be as big as this, right? Not as big as this, but a little bit, like halfway. But where I had it, I guess the draft, it really did something to it. These plants don't like a draft. So just to let you all know, whoever have rubber trees or thinking about getting one, these rubber trees, they don't like a draft. They like to be warm, probably like, I don't know, 70 degrees, right? No less than 50 degrees. They like to be warm. So not too much of the humidity, right? Not too much of that. But where I had it. It was really drafty in this area, and it took a hit. So I'm getting it bounced back, but it's not full like this. It's not. I still got work to do. Let me see what you all talking about. Yeah, I never can keep up with the names, but I've heard of rubber plants. Yes, I love them, K-Swin. Can you plant it outside? I believe you can, right? In warmer climates, though. I believe in warmer climates where where the temperature don't get as cold as I was mentioning the temperatures, right? I believe so. Yes, you can, because I've seen some people do it. But another thing I've seen people do is they have planted these and then they pull them out, right? When it's as the season change. Me, on the other hand, whatever I plant outside, I mainly like to have it outside. Now, if I leave it in my planter pot and put it outside, yes, I can do that and just take it in and out, indoors, outdoors, I can do that or do that. But as far as me planting it in the ground outside, I will have to dig it up. See, I'm not one of those people. Once it's out there in the ground, I want to leave it out there in the ground if I can, right? If I can. I really hate the fact even that my plants go outside on the porch and come back indoors, because sometimes all these bugs get in there, get attracted to your plants, and next thing you know, they're crawling out the dirt. I don't seen that, okay? All these bugs, after a while, they come crawling out the dirt because you had it outside. And I'm the type of person, right? I just don't want to have to tend to all that, right? I just don't want to create another problem that I don't need to create. So, okay. I'm trying to look at the comments and see what you are saying. Monday 27 said, I don't have a green thumb. You better get one. You better get one. Well, let me tell you something. If you all are into herbs, so I'm gonna start planting. If you all are into herbs or whatever, you all have a green thumb, whether you know it or not. So if you all are into anything as far as has to do with healing, you basically have a green thumb, okay? So those of you all who dibble and dabble in your herbs, and I'm not talking about smoking pot either, right? I'm not talking about that. But I'm talking about you are able to heal yourself, right? You're able to use it for a remedy to fight off a cold, right? To treat an infection or anything like that. You all have a green thumb, okay? You can put a concoction together and do those things. You have a green thumb, okay? So I want to say that. Hi, Tanshless. How are you? Yeah, okay, so let me get into this. This is the thing, right? Because I really don't want to take this dirt with me. And my counter is much smaller than what it used to be. Okay, so I'm working with the bare minimum space that I have. So you all going to see me work in this area. I mainly like to do my plants in the kitchen area, because I know that if I do it in the kitchen area, it's easy for me to just clean up in this area anyway. I don't have a problem with it, and the sink is right there. That's another thing with we had got the hose changed in that bathroom back there, and I'm kind of thinking that I may need to tell my husband that he needs to put a new shower hose up there, because I want to be able to really hose my plants down come the spring and summer. I'm not going to be able to do it now because they changed that out, right? The contractors changed that out because they was having an issue with the other one. So they changed it out and they put it to the one that's to the wall. I don't really care for that one, right? So I'm gonna see what we could do. But for the meantime, I have to use my kitchen sink, right? But it's not a problem because I've been doing that, right? I've been using my kitchen sink, so it's not really a drastic problem. But I thought that would be a good feature to have, because I could put a variety of plants in that tub and I could just hose them down. But now I'm not able to do that as of yet. Okay, so what you all going to see me put in here is I'm putting, a lot of people use a variety of dirt. I don't do all that, okay? I don't get all into that fancy thing. Dirt is dirt, right? As long as you have it where you know, how you need to have it. So basically like the aeration or anything like that, so the air can get through, the water doesn't stay on your roots or anything, so it could drain as well, drain it. That's all that matters to me, right? So I use regular, I will use regular miracle grow. So I will show you all. This plant took a beating. Okay, I lost a lot of leaves at the bottom, and I'll show you all. So this is generally what I use, right? If you all can see it. So this right here is the Miracle Grow, right? This is just the moisture control pot-in mix, right? It protects against overwatering. So this is good right here. I use this, and when I use, like, when I work with my rubber tree, and when I work with not really my succulents, because I have cactus and succulent soil that I use for it, but it's also Miracle Grow. But I'll use this for my rubber trees, and when I'm using what is it? My other plants, basically, I'll use orchard bark in there. I love orchard bark. I don't have any more orchard bark. I'm all out. This little bit of mixture that I have left in here, that's like all my orchard bark that I have left, right? That's not that much, but I'm going to put the remainder in there. But what I am going to do is I did go and get my cactus, right? So this is for your cactus, your palm, and your citrus trees. So this is the potting for that. I am going to go and take this, right, and I'm going to mix it in. So, you know, give it a little, so it can just be drained, you know, easy to drain. The only thing with this fast draining soil, right, is when the summertime comes, right, when it gets warm, they suck up the water so fast, right? The roots suck up the water so fast, and you always have to water. So instead of me just say watering this plant twice a week, now I'm watering it probably 3 times or 4 times a week. So that's the only thing. If you have the time to do that, then, you know, that's great. But if you don't, then that's another problem. But my main goal is I really don't want to get root rot, right? I really don't want to damage my roots. So it's okay that it's fast draining to me. It doesn't take nothing but a couple of seconds to just throw a cup or 2 of water in my pot and keep it moving, right? Even though I may not have the time to sit there and talk to my plant, and as you can see, this plant needs a lot of TLC because I had it there in that corner and I didn't give it the maintenance. So what you all going to see me do is I'm going to repot this and give it a little care, okay? Just looking at, I get dirt out my yard sometimes. Tan's just like, I don't have time for buying no dirt, all right? I can get out my yard, and that is absolutely true, right? That is absolutely true. Let me see what else I need. I think I needed something else. Oh, I want to put my pan underneath this. It's not the pan to that, but it's another pan. Let me know how good you all can see me as well, right? Can you all see me good? Let's see. All right. Let me know if you all can see me good. So I just had to get this. This doesn't go to it. I don't want the dirt all. I don't want that dirt all over the floor falling out the pot. Okay, so this is generally what I do. I'm going to stick all of this in here because it doesn't matter. That's all going in there, right? All of that dirt. That's mixed with the orchard bark because you want to have it airy. These plants, succulents, right? Unless it's a plant that loves water, right? It loves water. Then you won't really have to worry about it because it's going to suck up all that water. But another thing is when it's in the cooler months, they don't really suck up the water like that, right? When it's hot, when it's humid, they suck up the water like that. So you don't want to have that water sitting on their roots. I don't want soggy soil. That's the thing. I don't want soggy soil. So I mix it. So this is just my regular, and I use one of these scoopers, right? Can you all see? These scoopers you could get from Home Depot, okay? These scoopers right here you could get from Home Depot. It's really like a paint thing, right? You put like the paint in there and you paint, but I use this for my dirt. I love that because it's easier to deal with. So this is my regular pot and soil, and I just mix that up in there, right? Get a little bit more. Hopefully that this will fit in there, because this is a little bit bigger than this, I believe, right? It's a little bit bigger or deeper. So hopefully this will be good. If not, right, it'll be okay. It'll be okay until summer comes, and then I'll just get a different pot for it, right? Now I'm gonna mix some of this, because I'm gonna mix it very well. And I know that I was supposed to come up here because I wanted to do this with you all, family, but I have been so busy, right? But let's see, can I get this plant in here now? And see how this is. See how this level is in here. Okay? I got, it's a pretty good amount. If you all can see, right? It's a pretty good amount. So it's a pretty good amount of dirt in here, right? That is good. Let's try to get this bad boy out. I'm gonna try to have the camera set up, and as you can see, it is dry, right? It's not really too, because whatever I was giving it, it was sucking it up. But let's see. This is probably really. This is how bad it was getting. Right? Hold on. All right. So I can catch most of this dirt. That's what I do. I always have bags all around so I can catch most of that dirt that falls out. This dirt is so dry. My poor plant, right? Look at this. Look at this plant, right? Let me see if you all can see. Hold on. Trying to get it where you all can see without me damaging anything. But look at the roots, right? Look at the roots. It's all out. It's very dry. That's what's been going on, right? I haven't had the time for this plant, and I kept saying that I gotta go and take care of this plant. My other plant, I have another plant that's excuse me, family. I had another plant that was really big, right? And I cut it down. That was my philodendron giganteum, right? I had to, I'm gonna move this so you all can see what I'm doing. I had to actually cut it way back because it got a lot of damage, right? All right. Now, all I'm doing is trying to gently pull away as much dirt as I can, okay? I don't know how much you all could see, right? Okay, that's much better, right? Is that much better? Let me know. Because all I'm trying to do is pull out as much dirt as I can, okay? Gently without really hurting my roots of my plants. So that's what I'm trying to do, right? It's pretty dry. And I'm going to tell you, honestly, right, I know that this is really root bound in here, right? I don't really worry about it holding on to a lot of the dirt because I've cared for this, you know, throughout the course of time that I've had it. But sometimes I'll just loosen it up, whatever I can, and then I will just put it in the pot and just let nature do its thing, right? I don't really too much worry about having the roots real bare and exposed. If I see the roots, if I see most of the roots looking good in here, which it does down here, it looks good. I don't really disturb them. Okay, that's what I do. That's my method. I know other people don't do it like that. Other people really, really get in there, right? And I'm not telling you not to, because it's good when you can really get in there and get that dirt out and expose your roots and repot it, right, correctly. But sometimes that's what I do, and my plants thrive fine. I never had a problem with them, okay? And I have some pretty nice plants when I do take care of them properly, okay? Some of my plants, they're not doing so good because they've been neglected, because me working and doing everything and running behind everything else. Sometimes it's like they didn't get a drink of water in a little bit, right? So that will do it to your plants, right? So we got to be taking care of these plants, because they are living species, right? They are living creatures, whatever you want to, however you want to say, right? But they're all living things, so we want to take care of them, right? So what you see that I got going on here, this is not the best, right? I'm actually ashamed that I let it get like this, but sometimes these things happen, right? These things happen when you're so busy in life. So this is what's going on in here. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to take as much out of the old dirt as I can away, so that the roots could get the nutrients from the new soil, right? So from the fresh soil, it can do that. So that's one of the reasons really why it's good to clean out as much as you can to the bare roots. And also, you want to look at your roots of your plants, okay? You want to make sure that your plant roots are healthy and it's not it's not damaged or anything like that. You got root rot or whatever, because sometimes we can snip back those roots and soak it in a little peroxide or anything that we may have to do, and we could save our plants even though it got root rot, okay? Because some of my plants would look like it had been through hell and back, and I done saved it from the pits of hell, okay? I'm one of those people that I go to. So as I'm doing this, I'm just talking, all right? So what you all see me doing is I'm just gently digging in here, right? Carefully, I'm gently digging in here, and I'm loosening up this soil, okay? So the roots could be more exposed before I repot it into the new pot. But I'm one of those people that I will go to, just say, like around this time is a good time. If anybody looking for plants that want to go to the big box stores, right? Home Depot and Lowe's, they always have those sales, right? Because they try to get rid of these plants that they have in here. They're trying to get new shipments of other things going on in here. And, spring they'll get a whole new load. So what they do is they start selling these plants for half price or 70% off. And sometimes these plants, it be pitiful, some of these plants, right? And they'll sometimes lower it down, a plant that they once had for like, just say $30, right? They'll have it lowered down to like $8, right? Because they know a lot of my plants too like that, right? I done got a lot of my plants like that it looked like it wasn't going to survive. But after I gave it a few, treatments and some TLC, it bounced back. It takes time and patience, though. You have to have time and patience for it, but I mean, it can be done. But sometimes, we don't want to have to do that if we don't have to, right? We want to get a nice, healthy plant in our house. We don't have to worry about any infection or any diseases that it can spread to the next plant. We don't want to have to do that if we don't have to, okay? But, that's another way that we can, save nature, okay? That's how I look at it, So if you can do that, or if you have the time and patience to do it, do it. Okay, not only are you saving money, but you're saving nature. Okay? All right, so that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to get in here and do what I need to do. I have another spot that I'm going to put it once I do this makeover, because this is what it is. It's been dying for this. I'm telling you, right? Once I do this, I have another spot where I'm going to move this plant in, where I have like a better lighting. Where I have like a better lighting for grow light, a better grow light lighting for it. So better lighting setting over here. Let me see what you all are saying because I can't really see. Let me fix this. All right. I just wanted to make sure that you all can see the plant and what I am doing. Okay. Let me see. Let me put this up so I can see. Okay. Let me know if anytime you all can't hear me. Okay. Monday said lilies are my favorite. Yes, I love lilies too. But I'm going to be honest, I love lilies. I can't care for lilies like that, right? It take a special, to me, it take a special kind of person to take care of lilies. I'll be honest. I can't do it. So you see all of this dirt that's coming off of this, right? It's just dry, brittle dirt. This dirt don't have no nutrients in it, right? This plant basically sucked all the nutrients up that was in this soil. This soil is no good, right? So it was best that I did take this soil out. It really don't have any nutrients in the soil. I don't have this soil in here for probably a year now. Probably a year now. I'm telling you, in that same nursery pot. Okay. I have a lot of nursery pots, different sizes downstairs because I love the nursery pots also because you could just take the nursery pots and just put it in your regular planters like I have over here. So you can do that. So that's what I love about it, right? You don't have to worry about anything. That's another thing. I just like to pop it. If I see another nursery pot that I like, another pot that I not like, I will just go and pop it out easily, right? Boop boop, done. Put it in the next pot. So I mean that's a good advantage, right? When you keep them or put them in nursery pots, and I actually buy nursery pots as well, so I can rotate it. So yeah, if you all could save some of your nursery pots as well, when you all move your plant from one stage to another, so as they grow, right, you may want to keep some of your nursery pots that you already have from the previous one, because that way you could use it on another plant as they grow, and that could save you as well from having to buy all these pots, right? But some sizes we just going to have to buy. That's the bottom line. We just going to have to buy. And that's okay too. But any way that you can save on your plants, doing things that you like, try to do that, right? What you all are saying? Miss T, does the rubber tree much light? Well, I'm gonna say this. Not direct light, so not too much hot, light. But yes. It loves the light. It loves the light. But it doesn't have to be direct, so indirect. A nice window that gives off good light in is good for it. Right? But I'm gonna say this. One time I had it out there on the porch, right? Not this one, the other one, because I have another one that have the colors. I have a Taniki one and I have the other one there. I'm gonna tell you, it did real good. In that sunlight, it did real good. But you don't want to keep it in there all the time in that sunlight, right? You want to rotate it and move it around. So you see more of the roots are being exposed, right? As you all can see, right? Looks dry. It's okay. It's just thirsty, right? It looks very dry, but it looks, for the most part, it looks good. Okay, it looks good. Very dry, but it looks good. It's not rotten. It's not root rot. Yeah, I do have some that's dying off because they ain't getting enough water. But again, like I said, I had it in that pot that I really I couldn't water it real good in that pot, and that was the thing, right? And I'm hoping that this pot that I have right here is going to be okay. So we'll see. If not, it'll do. That pot will do at least until like spring or summertime. It'll do. I'm trying to change out a lot of my pots. That's actually one of my pots that I used to keep on my like outside on my porch. I had two of them a set, but I used to have this dog, Buddy, right, that we call Buddy. He was a Labrador Retriever. Oh, I think you all know. I think most of you all know, right, family? I had that dog, Buddy, and Buddy was a Labrador Retriever. And he snatched my JoJo one time, just playing with JoJo. He wasn't serious. He wasn't trying to hurt him. But he snatched JoJo one time and drug him all around the kitchen, right by his shirt. Put a hole in his little t-shirt. So ever since then, my JoJo was scared of him and he didn't want the dog. The dog had to go. Okay, and I tell you, he never played like that dog ever since then. But Buddy was a handful. Yes, he was a puppy, but he was huge. And the vet said, you got to get him under control before he's 100 pounds. And I'm thinking, this dog is 80 pounds already, and I can't even get him under control. She's talking about 100 pounds, right? Because he was almost 80 pounds when we found the family to adopt him, actually, right? They adopted him. They too had a Labrador Retriever, so it worked out really good, right? He went to a nice home. This family have a lot of land, right? They send me pictures and updates. I don't have any pictures of updates now of him. It's been some time since they had him, but you know, when they first took him in, right, we used to keep in contact. But Buddy, this dog, one time I went to go take the dog out, and Buddy decided he was going to run while I had him on the leash, right? While I had the leash around my hand. So what wound up happening is I had one of those pots, the same one that you see here, right? So I had the matching pot to it, and I had it on the step because I used to keep, you know, fresh flowers and all that stuff on my steps, on the porch steps. And the dog drug me all the way down the steps trying to run after something, right? So I fell over the pot broke, right? And I was so upset because I think I was more upset because I spent a lot of money for the pot, right, that had broke than I was that the dog done dragged me down the steps. So all my neighbors was outside and they ran to me and they like, oh my goodness, you okay? Right? So they trying to help me. So I'm all embarrassed because I said, I bet you my neighbors has got that on repeat because I tell you, they all got cameras over here. So I said, they probably got that on repeat, kept looking at the camera saying, look at how the dog dragged him down the steps, right? So I was just so like, oh my goodness. I said, I bet you the neighbors getting a good laugh. Right? But I had to laugh myself. I said, this damn dog, Buddy, I love you, Buddy, but I can't no more. I'm like, Buddy gotta go. Buddy gotta get home where somebody got patience and the time for him. Because he used to do things like this, right? Knock you down and knock the kids come. My grandkids used to come and he used to jump on them and knock them down. The kids were scared to come over. I said, I can't. Right? I don't care what you did, right? And he's sleeping here like a grown man. Right? That dog was sleeping here like a grown man. He would lay up in his bed and he'll be snoring, right? Snoring like a grown man all day. And then soon as he get up, it's playtime. He'll snatch your sock, run around the house with your sock, all kind of things. But he was a good dog, but I just couldn't. I didn't have the patience like I needed for him. He, you know, those dogs need a lot of time and patience, and I didn't have it. You know, to train him and things like that. I just didn't have it, you know. So he went to a loving family. Somebody who had time. The lady said she was to stay at home. You know, only her husband worked. So, you know, it worked out because he had somebody. She said the first day, you know, she said he slept in the bed with them. He was crying. He wanted to sleep in the bed. And I said, oh, yeah, he's a big baby. Very lovable and a big, right? Because he used to do that with us. But he just got too big. He was so huge. Okay, let's see. I got some new roots coming up in here. Looks like. Okay. Let's see what you all are saying. I overwater my aloe vera plant. Monday 27 said, I'm gonna tell you, right? Those aloe vera plants, you need well draining soil. Okay, so those are all succulents, right? Whatever you want to call these plants, succulents, and you know, but your aloe vera, you need to be put in like the cactus mix in there, just in case if you overwater it. right? Because I too was like that, very heavy with the watering with my plants. I was very heavy with the watering. So those type of plants, okay, it needs you have to mix it with the soil, with the like the cactus soil, and also put a little bit of orchard bark in there, right? So it could drain very well. So that way, when you don't have to worry about anything, right? If you overwater it, it's not sitting in, it's not sitting on that soil, it's just draining right through. Okay? And a lot of the times, because people ask, well, how is the roots going to get the water? Okay? How is the roots going to get the water if it's just draining right through? Because what you do is, that's why it's a good thing to take your plants to the sink or the tub. Because what you do is you put it in a pot and you let it soak for a while. Okay? And then you let it soak. Every once in a while, you just give it that real good watering, right? Where you can just get enough water, then let it drain and then sit it back where it goes, right? But you don't really want to do that to your aloe vera plants. Okay? I love aloe vera plants. I love that, and I love yeah, those are aloe veras, yeah. And I love the other plants. Them snake plants. I love those too. K-Swin said that was a huge dog. Yes, I remember your dog. And JoJo got scared. Yes, K-Swin. It was a mess. I said, no, I can't do it, right? I can't do it. I love the dog, but I can't do it, right? And then my husband, he got mad. He said, no, we're keeping the dog. And I said, but baby, you at work most of the time. You're not even here all the time. And I'm the one stuck with it. And the kids, the kids used to love to walk the dog when the dog was a little tiny puppy, even though he was still a puppy, but he was a big puppy at this time. He was huge, right? So the kids was like, no, he dragging me all down the trail. That's what the kids was like, no, not doing it. So I just was like, all right, well, I can't do it either, right? So this little one that we have, that one came as a blessing, right? And that one, I think that's what we needed all along. Not a big dog, something small that even if it jumps on JoJo won't get scared, and the grandkids won't get scared either, right? So the only thing is this one is like a big baby, right? You have to sometimes just let it sit on your lap all day while you reading or whatever you may be doing, because that's what it loves. All right, so this basically looked very clean, okay? So you see how it is? Just showing you all, family. All right? So I got most of that dirt out of there, right? You can take it to the sink. You can take it to the sink and hose the remainder of the dirt off, right? You can do that, but basically it's good. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to repot it, and I'm just going to put the water. I'm not going to clip any of this, because then once you start clipping roots, I'm telling you, I'm going to tell you all something that you all probably already know if you're into plants, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Once you start clipping these roots and stuff, you got to give it more TLC. Yes, it can be done, right? If you want to minimize your roots or whatever, right? I've done it before, so it can be done. And you can have a really healthy plant. But the thing of that is, you're going to have to give it more TLC, right? Because you're going to have to worry about infections and disease setting in once you start cutting these roots. So I'm going to let you all know that, right? So you got to be caring for it. And the good way to care for it is with peroxide. Okay, that's a very good way. I have gotten plants that was terrible, right? And I've treated it with peroxide and let it sit. I done did the dip, all of this, right? And I done got those plants thriving. But it takes time, right? And patience. If you don't have the time and patience, just don't be doing that, because I'm just telling you, if I know I don't have the time to dedicate to this plant solely right now, I'm not cutting anything down, because then I have to be spraying it. I have to be looking for things. I have to be checking. I have to be doing these things. Although you want to be doing these things anyway, whether you have done that or not, you want to be checking, but you're going to have to check it more once you start doing that. So once you start cutting things and opening it up, you're going to have to be prepared to be looking for some things. It's no difference, right? It's no difference from if you got to cut on yourself, right? These are all living things. It's no difference, right? You got to treat yourself too. So yes, you have to do that. My husband look at me like I'm crazy when he see me in here, and I'm even when I clip like some of my plants, depending on how it look after I clip the leaves off, you know, I be spraying it with my spray. He be looking at me like, baby, it's not that serious. You're like, yes, this is what you have to do if you want your plant to thrive, right? You got to do these things. I love Medusa, my snake plant. She's huge now, and I had aloe vera, but I cut it and it started using the aloe. Yes, yes. I love snake plants too. Yes, they get really big. I'm gonna tell you all the story. I had my snake plant. I don't have it no more. I think I probably showed it to you all in the video. Maybe I have, or maybe I didn't. I don't know. But it got huge, right? It was at least 3 feet, right? I kid you not. It was getting there. It was getting there, and I was like, yeah, by this time I'm gonna have it here. I'm gonna put it in this spot right here because I already had it in my mind how big it was gonna get, right? So I had it envisioned. Well, let me tell you something. When they started doing construction in the house, I moved that plant to one corner, forgot all about it, and guess what? When I came back, when I finally realized, oh snap, my plant is over there, right? Time had went by, honey. That plant, it was over. It was in no saving that plant. That plant was drooped all the way over. It was gone, okay? It was gone. Yeah. So when you start moving your, anytime you doing anything, right? When you start moving your plants all around, make sure it's where you can see it, because it's like out of sight, out of mind. That's it. Not thinking about it. You only thinking about the things that you see right in front of you most of the time. You'll forget about those things. And because during that time I had so much on my mind, right? It was easy for me to do that. So this is all the dirt that came out of there, came off of this plant, although it didn't look like it, right? Look at all that dirt, right? Although it didn't look like it. So that's a lot of cleaning that I have to do, but that's okay, right? I'm ready to do that cleaning. Whatever else fall down, I could just sweep and just do what I have to do. But this is done, right? I'm not going to do anything else. I'm just going to put it in here. Okay, so I'm going to move this. Anything fall on the floor down here, I don't really care because I'm going to sweep it up. Okay, so I'm going to sweep that up. Move this over. Let's see. Put another. Yeah, okay. This is pretty good. This is pretty good right here. Yep, that's pretty good. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fill it, right? Mix it in my bowl, so I'm gonna let it rest. Oh, I don't want to do it like that because knowing me, it'll fall, and I don't want that to happen, right? So hopefully that'll just be fine, just how I have it. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my bucket, because this is my bucket right here that I use, and I'm just gonna mix my soil up in my bucket. So let's see if I can move you all over now, right? I got you all moved to all these angles, but trying to get it the best that I could. Okay, can you all see this? All right, so this is my bucket right here. I'm going to mix my 2 soils together in this bucket before I start putting it around my plant, right? Because I want to have an even mixture in here. So I'll do like 2 scoops of that. 2 scoops of my cactus, right? Remember at the bottom I have that other one with the orchid bark in there, but I ran out of it. That's like a half. I didn't give it all, so I'm just gonna put another scoop in there. I know that's not gonna be enough, but I just want to be able to mix this around, right? So just give it a good mix. And I actually got a bucket downstairs that I use, right? I actually have a bucket downstairs that I use. Okay. So we're gonna put this back in here. As you all can see, let's move this over. And this thing's gonna get pretty messy. And that's what I be saying, right? Right, family? I know I be having these plant chores to do, right? I be having these plant chores to do, but it's like, am I really ready to do this plant chores because it takes so much, right? So what you do is you're going to put it all around the perimeter, right? So you're going to center your plant in the middle of your pot. You all already know this, right? But in case I have anybody who's coming who wants to get into plants and they have no idea where to start, I'm saying it for them, okay? So you want to put your plant right in the middle of the pot, and then you want to put your dirt all around the center of it, okay? You want to put it all around the center, right? All around the perimeter, excuse me. All around the perimeter of your plant, okay? Now, I'm telling you all, when you have these rubber plants, right, and if you're thinking about getting one, make sure that your soil is very airy, okay? That's important. So make sure that you can air it very well. It can drain very good because these plants do not like to be soggy, right? To have soggy roots. That's not enough that I have in here. I actually have to put more, so that's what I'm gonna do. Right? That's what I'm gonna do. All right. So I gotta get more because that's not enough dirt. Okay. So what you all see me doing now, I have that almost done. I'm gonna get two more scoops. And what I have is my big bags. These bags, I usually get the real huge bags, but my cactus one, right? This bag is so small because I ran through the huge bag and I had like tons of them. Like I keep them in the basement, but honey, just get you what you need, you know? But being that I'm always planting and doing my plants or bringing new plants into the home, that's another thing. I'm always bringing new plants into this home, right? My husband had to put me on a no more plants because I'm always bringing plants into this home. So it's kind of like I could be out shopping and say I see a plant that is in dire need. I'm like, oh my goodness, let me take this home and nurse it. You know, that's me. And then I'm in trouble. Okay. The only thing when you get these kind of pots, right? If you could keep to a plastic pot, keep to a plastic pot. The only thing I'm gonna say about these pots is what is a negative or a downfall is they get real heavy once you start putting soil in there, right? It gets very, very heavy. Oops, just made a mess there. I have a spot that I'm going to put this plant actually right under one of my grow lights that give off really good lighting, right? It needs it after this. So, and I'm going to give it a good watering. That's another thing, right? So I'm going to give it a very good watering. And then another thing, it got like these aerial roots where these plants, they climb, right? They push up and push the plant upwards. All right, I need a little more, right? Because I still have some roots exposed, right? There's still some roots exposed and I have a lot here on the top where I could put some more, right? But yes, it's benefiting. This plant is going to benefit so much from this, okay? It's going to benefit so much from it because it's going to benefit so much from it because it really needed that, right? It really needed that. All right, we're going to put this, I'm going to throw all of this right in here, right? We're not going to waste this. And yes, it leaves you with a huge mess to clean, right? If you're anything like me, sometimes I sit here and I'll do like 2 or 3 plants at a time. Honey, I have my plant on my bag, and you know, I always make sure I do that. Okay, so this is it for this. I'm just gonna throw this in there. That's it for that. I don't plan on actually buying any more soil until to spring, really, because I don't really repot this time of the year. But this plant needed it. So it's some exceptions to the rule. Okay? It's some exceptions to the rule. When you hear people saying don't pot during the colder months where it's like out of growth season. Yeah. Okay, yes, that is true. But there's some exceptions to the rule. Sometimes you're going to just need to repot a plant. Okay? In some cases, you just going to need to, right? You may want to take a chance and be like, you know what, I'm just going to let it wait. But this is January. I don't want to let it wait until like March or April. I'm going to take care of it now, and I don't have to worry about it, right? So far, it looks like it's going to be good unless it take a drastic turn as far as getting bigger than this. But this is good. Okay. And then what you always want to do is once you give it a good watering, you want to see where you at, because sometimes that'll make the soil go down too. It'll pack it down. So that's why I say make sure it's airy, right? It'll pack it down, and then you'll see if you need to put some more dirt around your plant. Okay, so far this looks good. So I'm gonna take it to my sink, and I'm gonna give it a good watering. I'll take you all to my sink too, right? I'll do that. So I'm gonna take you all to my sink. All right. I was just looking to see if you all could see me. So I'm gonna move this out of the sink, and then I'm gonna take you all to my sink. Let me move this out of the sink, honey. All right. This mess that I did on my floor, it doesn't make any sense. This mess that I did. All right, let's see. All right, I think I'm pretty good there. All right. Just taking y'all to my sink. That's like my little mat, because this sink that I have is the farmhouse sinks, right? But also, I have to put that mat there because if I drop a dish, it'll break. It's over, right? It's over. Trust me, I've done it. I've dropped a few glasses in this sink, and that was it for it. All right, so I'm gonna use this hose. This is what I'm saying. It's kind of challenging when you have a little space in your sink and you're trying to, you know, kind of challenging. But I like to let the water be warmish, right? Not too cold and not too hot. Okay, not too cold and not too hot. I just put it like a little warm. So I'm just trying to just get the level good. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Right? Yeah. All right, this is a little warmish. And then I'm going to just spray it like this, right? And just soak it really good. Because remember, whenever you put new soil in, everything is dry, right? It's dry. So you want to do this. You want to give it a good soaking. And then that way, too, you can see how well it's draining right here in your sink or your tub, wherever you want to take it to. Or outdoors, wherever, however you want to do it. Right? You can see how well and how fast that is draining. So you can see that as well. I think this was the only plant that I really had to repot. So look how good that water is going out, right? It's going down pretty good, right? It's taking a little time, but it's draining out. Look how good it's draining out. So I know that it's draining good, okay? I don't have to worry about, you see how good it drained out, right? I don't have to worry about water sitting here on my roots of my plants, right? Because if you do that, you're gonna have more problems, right? My plant already has taken a hit. It needs a lot of TLC. It really does. Okay, it really does. I know it does, right? It needs a lot of TLC because it has taken a drastic hit. Look how my leaves are drooping, right? My leaves never was drooping like that. It's doing that because you know, not only did it need the soil and the nutrients, but also I wasn't watering it to the best because it was cramped up in that little pot. And every time I was watering it, it was just going right down to the bottom. So it wasn't really getting the water that it needed. So I'm gonna do it again, right? You want to do this, you know, probably two, 3 good times. You want to do this, right? Fill it with water, let it drain out. You want to do that, and then you want to I'm not done with it from here, family. I would want to be done with it from here, but I'm not. I'm gonna let it drain out again, right? So that's it filled up. It's draining pretty good. So we're gonna just let this drain, and then I'll show you all the next steps, what I generally do, right after that. And so we're gonna go ahead and let that. Oh, I know my plant is like, yes, thank you. It's about time, right? And I hate when I work on my plants and I don't put on any gloves, right? It get all underneath your fingernails, all the dirt, but that's okay, right? That's okay. So it's drained pretty good. So I'm gonna do it one last time. So this is the last time. I'm gonna let the water fill up in it, and I'm done, right? This is the last time. Right? Let the water come up, and then that's it. I'm done. No more. Okay. Now what I do is generally I don't always take my plants to the sink all the time. The only time I take my plants to the sink, right, is when I'm giving them that good soaking, like you all see right now. That's the only time I take it to the sink. Another time is when I want to flush it, right? From some things, I'll take it to the sink. Other than that, I have my water bottles that I put my water from the tap in there, and I just let it sit, you know, for a couple of nights. Like I keep it in there. That's it, right? It's on rotation. So that's what I do. I keep it in rotation, family. I'm just going to get my bottle. But I keep it in rotation, family. If you all can hear me, I'm just trying to get my bottle. I keep it in rotation, and what I do is, every time I use it to water my plants, I just put more water in there from the tap, and that's how I keep rotating it. Because some people, they go and they buy spring water. Sometimes I will throw some distilled water in there, but mainly I don't. All right, if I don't have to, I don't. I'll just use whatever I have, and that's that. Okay, let me see, because I gotta get this here. All right, let's see, because I don't even think I have my legs up there the best. All right, look how good it's draining. It's going. It's going. It's taking its time, but it's going down. All right, let's get my paper towel. Okay, and what I do is I get my little spray bottle, right? And spray my plant because I want to get the leaves too. So this is what I do. I do that all wise in the sink, right? You want to do it all wise in the sink. And then be careful if your plant is too big, if it may hit something, right? And break your leaves off. So you got to watch out for that too. And you know, your plants will move out of place once all that water hit it, right? Because it moves the soil and the soil have to settle. That's okay. Just fix it. That's the perfect time to fix it then, right? Fix it up how it should be. So you want to, you know, make sure that it's positioned. That's all. Just reposition it, right? All right, let me wash this off my hands. So I spray my leaves down. I spray my leaves down with my water in here, right? I have another bottle that I have my concoction in, family, but honestly, I'm moving you all back some so you all can see. But honestly, my okay, let's see. Is that good? Yes, that's perfect. But honestly, my bottle broke. So that's just my plain water bottle. I'm just putting you all where I can see you all at, right? So when you all talking here, right? And this is what I use. So this is my neem oil, right? That's my neem oil. I use that. This is what I use. And what I'll do is I'll just put some on a napkin. I'll just get a napkin, or you could get a cloth, either or, your choice, right? And what you do is you put some drops, right? You put some drops, your neem oil. And you want to clean your leaves down, right? So that's what I do, right? Not only does it polish your leaves, look how good that look, right? Not only does it polish it, but if you have any pests around here, that neem oil will take care of it too. Okay? So just to let you all know. And I try to get the top and the bottom, right? So I'll do this to all my leaves. And that's what I'm saying, right, family? That takes time, right? It takes time to do this. That's why I have to have a day designated where I may do a plant or two, right? Because it's not always, it's not just that easy. It's not just, you know, because these are things that you want to be doing anyway, right? You want to be wiping down your leaves, because if you don't wipe down your leaves, it's hard for the sunlight, you know, it's hard for it to suck up all the energy, right, from the sunlight, and for it to do what it needs to do for the photosynthesis and for it to grow and thrive. So you need to do this, right? You need to be doing this anyway. Every once in a while, I'll go and I'll just take a group of plants and I'll just do that too, okay? But this plant has been needing this for some time. This plant right here has been needing this for some time. And I know it has. I've been neglecting it. So now, finally, I'm getting to it. So this is what I'm doing. Another thing is, because some people, they leave the water on their plants. You see, and it's good to do this when you're letting your plant drain already in the sink or wherever you're going to have it. While it's draining, you all can hear it. Listen to it. You hear that noise? It's still draining. That's it, still draining down the drain. So while it's draining, I'm doing my leaves. Okay? So it's like kill two birds with one stone, but we don't really want to kill no birds, right? Only the birds that we eating, right? I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that for the ones who you know, don't eat meat or anything like that. But you know, family, it's just a joke. It's just a little soft joke. Okay, don't take it serious. Yeah, this is my baby. I got a few that's my baby. All right, I got a few plants that's my baby. So, you know, just rotate it. You want to keep neem oil? I keep neem oil. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you all a secret. I fight a lot of my pests with neem oil, right? Sometimes people, they get all of these things and they say, "Oh, use this and use that." I fight a lot of my pests with neem oil. I even got neem oil pellets, like the neem pellets that I put in my dirt, right? I didn't do it this time. I should have, right? Being that I repotted it, but that's okay. I could do it next time. You know, just put it on the top of my dirt. I'll do it another time. But I even got neem oil pellets that I put in my dirt, like when I'm repotting or anything like that. I will put it in there, and it will kill off, right, anything that's really not supposed to be there. I'm gonna tell you that, right? Oh, and it keeps down on, another thing is, another secret, it keeps down on, you know, those little nets, those little net flies, or those you know, when you have a lot of plants, you ever see that when you have plants, you have those little bugs? I can't stand them, right? Those little flies. If you use the neem oil pellets and even neem oil, so if you get some neem oil, and put a couple of drops inside of your water, inside of the water that you're going to water your plant, and just shake it up and put it in there, and you do that like on a regular, that will help. All right, drive those doggone things away, those pests away. Okay, so it have a lot of benefits. Okay, it have so much benefits using the neem oil. So I will tell you all that. Okay, so if you all are doing that, if you all are not doing it, try doing that, and you all will see. I've never had a problem. And like I said, when it comes to you know, taking care of pests or anything like that, I don't go and get all of this harsh chemicals that people use. This is all natural. Okay, you see this? All natural. All right, all natural. So I like to use that, right? Just as we would take care of ourselves, we want to take care of our plants that way too, if we can, right? If we can, right? Because it's not always, you know, we can't. These things is not always feasible that we can take care of our plants like we'll take care of ourselves. I'm gonna tell you that, because no way will I neglect myself for that long, right? As I did this plant. But we want to try not to do that, right? Our goal is not to let that happen, but sometimes it happens. So there, right? And like I said, I'm putting this plant in an area, right? But I'm gonna leave it here for a while because I'm gonna let it finish draining. And doing what it do before I put that little pot, because it's nothing. You want to always make sure it's well drained before you put it to this location, because it's nothing like thinking that it's well drained and then you put it in this location, then you got a puddle of water on your floor. And see, that's where the shop vac come in at, family. This is what I'm telling you all. This is when the shop vac come in at. So if you got a shop vac, you ain't really worried about it, right? You pulling out your shop vac and you're like, my shop vac going to handle that. You see? Everything got a purpose. Right? So just sharing that. And when you get your paper towel, family, don't wet your paper towel. Just put the neem oil on there, because your leaves, once you sprayed it, it's already going to be wet. It's going to be damp. It's going to be collecting everything, all the moisture. So don't worry about wetting it. It'll be wet. Trust me, it'll get wet. This is sopping wet now, basically. All right, just from the leaves. So you don't have to worry about wetting it. Don't wet it. Just put your neem oil on there and just start working on your plants. Okay? You can put your neem oil. You can even get you a bottle. But I'm going to tell you something. This is what I had a problem with. All right? Because I have my own concoction that I do. Okay? I have my own concoction that I do with my plants and my solutions that I put on my plants. I have my own little concoction. Right? And I don't care if I share it with you all. But this is the problem that I'm having. If you put these things, right, in your little jar, what I notice, even the best of the jars too. Unless you get in one of these jars that is like that these people use in this industrial places. And unless you're using one of those that they use in these industrial places, then you ain't got nothing to worry about. But I don't know how to get my hands on them, because I even went to what is that store? What is that store? I can't think of the doggone store now. I even went to Sam's Club, right? And I got, they supposed to be cleaning bottles, right? It's these bottles like this, right? I buy this and I put my Fabuloso or my Clorox and my water in there, right? I mix it like that because I like to have the things how I want it done. Okay, so I'll go and I'll do that. Well, what I noticed is if you put some of these concoction in these bottles stop working, right? I guess it deteriorates in here after a while, right? So inside of there, and when you pumping it to spray, it won't spray anymore. So that's the issue that I'm having, right? These bottles right here, this is my actual plant bottle, right? I buy these bottles, right? I had a real good one that I used to use. And what I would do is I would put my concoction in here, which will be like my distilled water, a little bit of neem oil, and then I would put a little bit of peroxide in there, right? And I would spray my plants down. This would be the best, right? That's my little concoction, and I've never had a problem. But I noticed that it breaks after a while, and I'm like, I can't keep doing that, right? I can't keep replacing these bottles, because I know that that's the issue. Because whatever the chemicals is that you put in here, whatever, it deteriorates it after a while, so you can no longer spray it. You can't use it anymore, right? And this is what I'm saying. We invest in our money in things that don't work over a period of time. So what I started doing is, like I told you before in the beginning of the video, like a little earlier, that I have a bottle that I use that I have my concoction in, but it broke, right? That was like the third bottle that I've been through. It broke. So I'm like, I can't do it. So what I did was I started putting water, just plain water, in the spray bottle. So now you'll have it forever because it's just plain water. And now I'll just start putting my neem oil on here, which I already did this, right? So that wasn't an issue, because I've always wiped down every leaf one by one with neem oil. So that's okay. But it made it also better when I was able to put it in here and put my peroxide. So now what I do is, I'll show you all, right? Now I still wipe down my plants like I've been doing, but I no longer put the neem oil in here. I no longer do that. I no longer put the peroxide in here, right? I don't do it anymore. Plain water. Okay? Now I'm going to show you all. Give me 1 second, family, because I know it should be in here. And also, if you're using alcohol is good too, family. So what I do is I'll get these, right? This is peroxide. Now you can just leave the peroxide in the peroxide bottle. Don't worry about trying to have your concoction, mixing it all together, because you're going to keep going through bottles. You'll see. Even if you try it, you're going to see you're going to always going to have a problem with the doggone bottle. So what I do is I leave it in here, right? And I'll just spray my plants down as needed, okay? Alcohol is another thing. If you have certain insects or certain diseases, peroxide, right? Not peroxide. Peroxide always use if you clip in your plants and all that stuff and to kill anything. And if you got root rot or anything like that, use your peroxide, right? Use that. But alcohol is another one that you could use if you having like insects or any kind of diseases going on with your plants. You can dry it out using alcohol. So I just want to let you all know that, okay? And what I did is I started just because I always bought these like for the kids, for myself, and then I said, well, why don't I just start getting the bottles, just getting the bottles and not just putting it in there, just leaving it like that, right? Because the big bottles I would just transfer into into the solution. So I said, I'm just going to invest in the bottles that it come in, and I'll just transfer the alcohol and my peroxide inside of its own bottle, and I'll just leave it like that. So these are the bottles. So I keep these with my plant tools, okay? I keep it there. So I don't have to worry about that, right? It's there. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to keep worrying about when I'm ready to go do my plants. I'm getting ready to spray them, and now the bottle won't work, because it's nothing like you getting ready to do your job and the doggone bottle is not working anymore, right? So I don't want to have to go through that, right? I try to minimize things that I don't really have to go through. So my plant is done, as you all can see. Okay, as you all can see, I did every leaf on that plant from top to bottom. Every leaf is done. Uh-oh, Luna gonna start acting up now because she seen me go over there and she's in that bed and now she wants to get out. So excuse Luna because you're gonna hear her make noise. And like I said, get you some neem oil, okay, family? Excuse my dirty fingernails because I've just been in dirt. So get you all some neem oil and do just like I was telling you all, right? And I'm telling you all, family, you see how beautiful my plant wasn't always like that. Okay, my plant was not always like that. I grew that plant, okay? I've grown that plant. I have another plant that I grew half this size, but it has took a drastic turn. Like I said, the leaves had all fell off. I think I was left with 2 leaves. Now it's bouncing back, okay? So I'm trying to get that plant to thrive. I have another plant that's almost like this. It's almost, right? Another rubber plant that's almost like this. It's getting there too. I have that near my radiator. It loves to be over there, so I'm not moving it. I said I'm not moving it, but I think I'm gonna move this over there where that plant is. The only thing is that area is not really a big area for it to be in, right? But I'm gonna try to make it work. But I'm gonna sit this here. I'm just gonna let it drain properly in this sink. Let it finish draining before I put it in there. And as you can all see, it's drained, right? It's drained. It drank really, really good. You understand? It's drank really, really good. Look at that. Okay. And I'm telling you all, family, I've never had a problem with my plants. Okay. I've done this to my plants, and when people say, "Oh, get this, get that for this," family, I get the simplest things, and it works. Sometimes people want instant. They want instant. They want instant results. So what they do is, because they want instant results, is they'll go ahead, right? They'll go ahead and go get these harsh chemicals for their plants or something, right? To get rid of certain things. Get you alcohol and spray your plants. It's going to dry your plant out, right? But guess what? It's going to do the job, and it's not as harsh, right, as some of these chemicals are. It's not as harsh. You could dry it out. You could use your peroxide on top of it, and you could use your neem oil. It will do all that it needs to do for your plants, okay? Without your plants having to, basically probably lose its life or anything. You could save it, right? I'm not saying that the other things that people use don't work. But what I'm saying is, if you can minimize some of the things, do that. Okay, family? As much harsh chemicals as you can. I love neem oil. All right, I always use that. I love it. Even like I said, the tablets that they have, the pellets. Not only is the pellets good for fighting bugs or anything like that, family, but it's also what do you call that? A fertilizer. So it'll fertilize your plants as well, right? So that is also good. So you can do that, right? I had a lot of leaves, okay, down here, but I've lost a lot because it wasn't getting enough water and it was just dwindling away. I showed you all one leaf how it looked, right? It was really bad, and I was pulling them, and I was like, I know, I got to get that water in that dirt in there, that soil, so I can really care for this plant properly. So this is it. This is my rubber plant, right? The ficus elastica. Okay, this is what it is. Okay, and I love it. Like I said, I have 2 other ones, right? I love it. Right? That's my baby. But these leaves, it's all droop. So I'm gonna put it underneath the grow light and let's see how it do, right? Hopefully it'll come back up. But yeah, I know most of it is drooping because it didn't get no TLC. It wasn't getting water. It wasn't getting the nutrients that it need anyway. Okay? But it's good now. Let me see what you all are saying. That plant is gorgeous. I love it. Thank you, K Swing. Yeah, I be putting love in my plants when I do, honey. When I do have the time and dedicate it to my plants, I'm telling you, my plants be thriving, honey. It's to the point my husband's like, no more plants. These plants gotta go. See, that's why I like to get them from small, right? I like to get like these plants up here. I had some plants up, family. Remember those plants that I had up here, right? I had it all up there, right? All up the top up here, right? Well, they're huge now. They're huge. I'm gonna show you all one of them, right? These were smaller succulents that I put up here. Look how big they done got, right? I done had it up there. They done got huge, right? I love to get plants from babies because I feel too, not only can I grow them and I can see how I can grow and care for them, it makes me feel good to see that, oh my goodness, look at how my baby growing, especially when I get a new leaf come up. Honey, I'm so ecstatic when I get a new leaf come up. I be acting like a kid in a candy store. So it makes me feel good, right? Some people like to get their plants real big and they don't have to worry about the little tiny stages, but I like to get them small, okay? Now, I had a few plants, right, that I had up there, and I hope you all gonna go look at one of the videos and compare. I'm gonna show you just one of them. I'm gonna show you all just one of them that I had up there because I had like 3 or 4 plants up there, family. If you all could remember, right? When I first had the kitchen done, I had like 3 or 4 plants up there. They were small, right? I was letting them grow. Look at this is just one of them. Okay, that's just one of them. Okay, so it is really getting up there. This plant needs some TLC too. It's still in that little thing that I put it in, right? But look at how big, right? A few of them, right? They're huge. They done got so big, so I took them down. I had to move them from there because I couldn't keep them up there no more. So I said, let me put my succulents up there. Them succulents was small. Okay, I had them in another area. They started growing. I put them up there because I figured, okay, well, I don't want to have the other ones up there because now the leaves done got so big. So I put these up there, but I'm gonna have to get smaller plants to put up there now because they outgrowing that area too. But yes, family. So I done moved this. I noticed one of my leaves on that plant had took a hit because it was too close to that grow light. I just noticed that just now when I showed it to you all. So it burnt one of my leaves. So that's what happened. So I'm gonna make sure I just moved it now, but I'm gonna make sure I take care of that. But yes, family, I wanted to show you all, right? I'm telling you all, family, right? I love to get my plants from small and watch them grow out. I really do. But if you can't, just you can get them from all stages. It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't mean that you is less than because you didn't get it from a baby. I just like to watch the process. That's the only reason why I get them from small. I like to watch the process. Sometimes, we want to see it from its big stages. And I'm going to be honest, some plants, I don't even want to get from its baby stages. I just don't want to do that, right? I have to get it from a much mature stage because I like to see it at that stage. So that's okay if you feel that way as well, right? We all have our likes and dislikes, so it's okay. But that's my baby right there. It's done. I don't have to really worry about it for a while. Okay. They tell you like at least once a month you should be wiping your leaves down at least once a month, but I have too many plants to be doing that. I mean, seriously. I have too many plants to be wiping down all my leaves. That's not gonna happen. But every once in a while, when my plant leaves is looking dull and dry, I will go and I will clean it, because when it start looking dull and dry, that tells me something, right? And another sign is it of it that it tells me that it's collected a lot of dust on the leaves, and you want to remove that dust in order for it to grow healthy. So I have to go and I have to clean my leaves down, right? And the best way to do it is neem oil and water to clean your leaves. Don't get this leaf shine and this what they got, this plant leaf shine and plant polish. Don't get that mess, okay? Get you some neem oil, because it got all the benefits that it needs as well, and it's all natural, okay? So use that on your plants instead, right? Let me see what you all are saying. Wow, that was fast, Case Win said. I'm gonna try to get back started with mine after I get these websites done. I'm exhausted and my back is aching, so can't do it right now. I'm drinking herbs as we speak. Yes, very good, Case Win. And I'm sorry that your back is hurting and aching, right? I'm praying for healing energy for you, right? A speedy recovery for healing of your back. Continue to take your herbs, right? That's needed. And just like you use your herbs, you see, like that's the herbs is helping you, right? Our plants too, that's gonna help you. That's therapeutic. All right. Our plants is therapy. It's therapeutic for us. So yes, put your plant in your environment, honey. Sip on your herbs, right? And let nature heal you. Right? Your herbs, that's all nature. Let it heal you. And that's what I'm saying. Some of you will say, I don't have a green thumb. But if you are into herbs, you have a green thumb. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. You may ain't grow the plant or whatever, but if you are into herbs, you have a green thumb. Okay? Bottom line. You're on the right track. I'm very intrigued, even though I know I couldn't handle plants. LOL. I wish I could. Davita, like, I'm intrigued, but I can't handle it. Davida, if you love plants and you really want to try, just get you something simple, right? Just get you a little simple plant, like a pothos, right? A small little pothos. you know, yeah, they grow nice and long, but get you one plant, get you a pothos. You can't go wrong with those, right? You can't go wrong with the pothos. So get you one of those. Okay. Thanks, sis. I'm going to put this heating pad and chill. I may do catch the messages later for channel Tangeless. Okay. All right, Case Win. Tangeless said you cannot kill a pothos. No, pothos couldn't make a good recovery, family. It takes a lot of work to kill a pothos. It really does. It really does. They don't require that much light. And even if they go a long length without water, right, you can always cut the roots, cut it, right, snip it and put it in water and let it restart itself back all over again. So it's like you can't go wrong with it, because you have the opportunity to make it right over and over and over again. Okay, I'm serious. You can make it right, right? Some of these plants, I'm telling you, family. Once you cut it or once you do one wrong thing to it, that's it. It's over. I don't care what you're doing to try to save it. It's a dunner. It's done. So those things happen. Okay. Yes, you actually have to try to destroy a pothos. Yes, Tangeless. Yes. Davita said, LOL. Maybe I'll try that. Yes, try that. And like, I'll show you all, I know I got you all sent to this plant, but I'm going to show you all one of my pothos that I have just growing, right? This one is just growing. Oops. Okay, let me get this. I'm going to show you all one of my pothos, because another thing is, you don't have to put the pothos in dirt, family. You don't have to put the pothos in dirt. This is one of my pothos that I keep at the window, right? This is one of my pothos, but I keep it in here, right? I keep it in here. Look at the roots, right? From the water. My goal was to always keep it in here and grow it in here. I was never going to repot it in dirt, right? I have pothos that I have in dirt. When I first started this was I think like 2 or 3 little leaves or something on here, right? And then it started growing and growing. Then I did another clipping and I stuck it in here and I just let it grow. That's it. That's all I do. So this is what you could do if you want to tame something and you don't want it to, get too overbearing. You could do it, grow it from water. Just leave it in the water and let it grow from there, right? You don't even have to put it in the dirt if you don't want to fool around with no dirt. So you don't want to fool around with the dirt? Here, I'm going to grow it in the water. That's it. Done. Okay? And it doesn't require that much light either. Okay? So I'm telling you, the pothos is very good. If I wanted to cut all the roots off of here because the roots got too much, I can do that and just let it get ahead and stay in this water, stay in the water and just keep growing. Right? Like I said, this was like two or three leaves. I kid you not, family. Look at it now. Look at it now. A whole nother plant, basically. A whole nother plant from 2 or 3 leaves. So you can't go wrong. You understand, family? Can't go wrong with that. So it's different things that you can do if you don't want to have to deal with certain things. Okay? Am I perfect with my plants? No. Have I lost plants before, family? Yes. Okay? I've lost plants before. Plants have died on me because I wasn't doing what I needed to do with my plants. And I'm going to be truthful, right? I was neglecting them some of the times, okay? And because of me neglecting my plants, as a result, I lost my plants, right? Whether it was overwatering them or underwatering them, that was happening to me at one point in my life, right? My mother is into plants. My mother have a green thumb. I'm telling you, family, my mother, she can grow any damn thing. Okay, she grow things from a seed. She don't care. All right, she's doing it. She is the one where she's the one that inspired me when it comes to my plant journey, because I see my mother from a child doing her plants always. That's the most memories I have, right? You know my mother's still living, but I'm just saying the most memorable times that I had of my mother, right, as a child was when she used to do her plants, right? I remember that. She loved her plants. She talked to her plants. She do all of this stuff to her plants. She clap and pray over her plants, all of this stuff, right? And when she used to buy me plants, she wanted to see me on that journey too. And I used to let the plants die, and I used to be so ashamed. I didn't want my mother to know the plant died, but my mother, she was like, "Where's the plant that I got you? Where's the plant? Let me see the plant." And I was just like, "Oh my goodness, Mom, the plant dead." She's like, "Yeah, the plant dead because you didn't water it, right?" So, she knew, but she used to be on me. Tika, you got to water the plant. Tika, you got to talk to your plants. You got to go in there, and guess what? Once I got on board, I've seen my plants flourish, okay? My mother ain't, she ain't never been wrong in that. She is absolutely correct, right? These plants, they can hear us, right? They can hear us. One time I was talking to the ancestors and I said, "Ancestors, what the plants need?" Right? I'm not even joking, right? Because my plants was taking a bad turn, right? And I was thinking maybe I got to give it a certain, fertilizer or something. I'm thinking. So I said, "Ancestors, what the plants need?" So I'm talking to the ancestors. Then after a while, right, when I was going to my deck, the ancestors threw out the water. And I started laughing because we always get signs and messages, because it's just exactly, the ancestors threw that water right out. Like, give the damn plant water. That's what the plant needs. Get up and get a plant water. I'm telling you, family, ancestors, I'm telling you, I'm like amazed every time when the ancestors do something, right? I laugh so hard because I'm like, oh my goodness, I know the plants need water. But yes, we have to be making sure that we're taking care of the plants, right? Earth living things, the plants and things like this, and the animals and so forth like that. But yes. Davita said yes, my grandma had plants as well. That generation loved the grandmothers, the parents, right? They loved those plants. My mom, Tangela said my mom as well, she used to give me so many plants and they will always die. Yeah, that was me, Tangela. That was me. I'm telling you. And so my mother had to get me on board. Okay, my mother had to get me on board with a lot of things, and I had to, really reevaluate what I was doing to my plants, and they started thriving. And one time, my mother came and I had all these plants, right? I'm not even going to, this was some years, right? I'll never forget. My mother came one time and she says, oh, so you got some new plants. And I said, yeah. She's like, you ain't going to do nothing but let them die. You ain't going to do nothing but kill them. I'm going to come back and I'm going to see how long they're going to last, right? And when she came back, sure enough, those plants were still there, right? She saw I was putting a TLC. She said, okay, you're learning now. You're learning. And from there, everything just took off, all right? It just took off from there. I started getting my plants, started tending to them the way I should, started loving them the way that I should, talking to them, watering them, doing all of the care that I needed to do. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes we can do all of this to our plants and we can still take a loss, all right? We can still, sometimes it's devastation somewhere down the line. For some reason, the plant just didn't make it, right? Something happened. So these things do happen, right? So you just got to be prepared for those things, because sometimes we get attached to things that we get into, like our hobbies, and when we lose something, right, it weighs heavy on our heart. Okay, so it does, right? I lost a plant and it hurt me so bad, right? I'm gonna be honest, it hurt me so bad that I lost that plant, and it was nothing that I could do though, right? But yes, family, just take care, nurture your plants, and you'll see the beauty in everything. Okay, we can do this. Back to the basics. Water. I'm laughing at Chrissy. Yes. Highlight. Thank you, Light. So yes, back to the basics. That's basically what the ancestors were saying. Back to the basics, right? Yes, give it water and then you'll see. But you got to start somewhere, and you need to start with water. If you can't even start watering it, you know, how you think it's going to live? And that is true, right? That is true. So I had to be doing the necessary steps that I needed to take in order to make this happen, right? If I wanted to see my plants thrive. So I'll just leave this in the sink for a little while, even though it looked like it's finished draining. But I'm going to just leave it here for a little bit. And then I'll just put it back in my little planter top base. And I'm just going to, I gotta actually move some plants around in that area to center it where I want to center it at. But that's basically it, family. That's my plants. I took you all on the journey of repotting that plant. I actually pulled out all the dirt from it. I didn't hose it down, like, you know, like I should have before I potted it, but you all get the gist of it, okay? You all get the gist of it. You know, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be okay. Lysis. When I see they want to what I put them outside, and they tend to grow again. Yes, I have to move my plants around sometimes. Yes, like, and sometimes they say, you know, if you ever hear the saying, like, don't move your plants once they're like a spot. And that is true too. Because I done had a plant, it was doing so well. It was doing so well, family. I was like, I just got beside myself, right? I said, oh, I'm gonna move this plant over here because this is gonna be my show plant. Because I done had that plant growing so nice, and guess what? The show plant took a drastic turn because I moved that plant. I should have never moved that plant. I kick myself in the butt all the time for that. I done had that plant since it was a little thing. And I grew that plant, and I said, honey, that's going to be my show plant because that's how good the plant was doing. Plant was dead plant. It was a goner, right? I should have just left it where it was and not bother that plant, right? But these things does happen. It happens. So I'm going to let you all know that. And then some plants, yeah, they like to be moved around. Some plants like to be moved around, right? So you move them around and they like that. So yes, that goes on as well. That is true. And then, and that some plant acts up. Yes, they do. They acts up. Yep. Yes. Yes, lesson learned, Tanshla said. The plants will talk to you. Yes, they will. That plant sure enough did talk to me and said, I didn't like it here. You should have left me where I was. And as a result of that, I'm just going to just just go. I'm just going to part ways, right? So that's basically what happened. I lost that plant. Another plant that I almost lost, family, was my big gigantium plant that I had. Remember my big plant that got trapped back there? Now, after all my plant have been through, back there, trapped back there in that room when they was doing the construction, right? I done got that plant. Outside, cleaned it up, did everything I had to do. That plant was bouncing back, right? I'm gonna throw this in here because I was cleaning that sink off. Cleaning that table off. I done got that plant thriving. I cleaned it. I did all that. Y'all all seen. I got the video up there, right? Well, guess what? Left the plant outside. Was taking it outside, bringing it back in. Taking it outside, bringing it back in. So after about probably 2 weeks of doing this, 3 weeks, I kind of got a little lazy on the plant, right? And I said, okay, you can stay out there for a couple of days, right? I'm not going to drag you in and out, in and out, in and out, right? I was just doing it because I knew that it needed that sun. Wrong, bad idea. Honey, once that sun started hitting early in the morning and going down late in the day during the summer, it took a beating on my plant, right? Because those philodendrons don't really like that sun like that. Not like that, not beaming like that. Not those philodendron gigantium. They don't like that. So it was like, I should have never did that. And I knew better than that. So guess what? The leaves were so scorched, right? Now it can take it, but the leaves were so scorched. It was so scorched up, honey. The leaves looked so bad, right? They was like weathered or whatever because it like whelped or whatever from the sun. So I had to do a drastic cut back more on that plant. And it was crazy because I had already did a big cut on that plant already because it was stuck where it was. So I did a big cut on that plant. And I'll show you that plant too in the next video that I do, right? I did a big cut from that plant because I had to do it in order to save my plant, right? So I wound up saving that plant and doing a big cut, but now it's doing good. It's not as big as it was, but trust me, it'll get there. It'll get there. Plant was so hurt, Tianshless said. Yes. I had to have encouragement talks to plant that kept withering despite watering, replanting, and then I put it outside and it started blooming. Yes, like you'd be surprised, right? Have a little talk with your plant. Honey, it been sometimes when I talk to my plant, right? Did all of that. And the very next morning I came down and it'll be a leaf growing on the plant. I'm like, whoa, where did you come from? I'll be so excited, right? The family in the house just be looking at me like, it's not that serious. Like, to me it is, because you all don't understand. Like, to me it's serious. But yes, these things that I be excited about. I love my plants. You guys to remember to bring them in from time of the sun. Yes, you are so right. Like, the talks do work. Yes, they do, Tanshless. Sometimes. I have plants when the weather gets better. They love staying outside at certain times when the seasons change. Yes, they do. The dance I do when I see a new leaf. Yes, Tanshless. Yes. Right? I'm telling you, I be in here just dancing around with my plants and I play the music. Right? You know what? One song I love to play, right, is Marvin Gaye's song. I play that to my fishes. I play that to the plants, right? I be in here dancing with my plants. We be in here jamming, okay? I'm serious, right? I throw my Marvin Gaye. Honey, we be getting down in here, all right? And next thing I know, I come down, my plants be like saluting, right? They be standing all up. I say, look at my plants. They happy. I'm telling you can tell when your plants are happy or not. You can tell, right? This plant wasn't too happy, right? This plant wasn't too happy, but it'll get there. It wasn't too happy in the beginning because it needed so much TLC, and I'm aware of that, right? I'm aware of that. But when I do my next video on my philodendron gigantium and how I had to cut it back, right? I will also show you all um this plant again, right? To see how it's doing, right? How it's thriving. Because this is the coldest season, the plants don't really take off. It's slow growth during this time, right? It's slow growth. But you know, we'll take a look at it and see how it's doing. But during spring and summer, these plants take off, honey. They love it when it's hot. They love it when it's humid, right? They love it when you're giving it the food, so the nutrients and the water. And I do give my plants the food. I do have plant food that I give it every once in a while. I'll do that. Even though it's not the growing season, I still do that to my plants every once in a while. Okay. I still give them the food. So I hear some people that they say, well, I don't give my plants any food or any fertilizer during this time because they're not growing, right? But I do. Okay. I do. I give them a very little bit in the water. I do that. Okay. So I felt like if I didn't do it like this one, right? This one is a hefty plant, and then I have like four others that's really hefty. No, about six others that's kind of hefty. If I don't give it the food, I feel like just the water alone is not enough to do anything for it. So I have to give it some kind of nutrients other than the water. I have to do that. So being that this just got fresh soil in it and it already had like the nutrients in those soils, right? It's okay for now. Okay, it's okay for now, but I will be giving it a little bit of plant food in the next 2 weeks, just a little bit. So I do that. Like I said, I still give it food too, Miss T. Yes, yes. I share the plants on when I see new buds. I be like, get it? Yes, yes, yes. Yes, so I'm one that I still give it food, family. I still do that. I don't not do it because it's not the growing season. And just like how I was saying, this plant right here, just like I was saying, even with this plant, family, let me see if I can move to you all, because I'm gonna have to sweep this floor because I done made a big mess on this floor. I done made a big mess on this floor. I done tried to clean this counter down already, but I done made a big mess on this floor. I gotta clean this up before I leave. But just like I was saying, right? Even though it's not the growing season, that doesn't mean that you don't want to still take care of your plants, right? Or do certain things for your plants. I hear people saying don't repot your plants because they'll say don't repot your plants because you know it's not the growing season. But if your plant need it and you feel in your heart that you need to do this for your plant, do it, right? Do it. I know that I needed to do that for the plant. I'm not gonna wait. I wasn't gonna wait, right? Some plants I know need to be repotted even now. They don't grow so big. But I'm not worried about those plants. Those plants are okay. They can hang in there until it start getting warmer and more humid in the house. So they're fine. Okay. So I just want to say that. But I'm gonna get off of here, family. I've been up here for a while, and I know that I got some other work that I got to get done, right? But I wanted to share that process with you all, right? I'm happy that you all was up here, got to come on this live. We got to talk. You all got to see one of my plans, and I plan on, trying to be consistent up here as far as posting videos. It's just hard because I have so much to do, as you all see. Even when I got in some plants before and I didn't have time to even post that video. I had no time to do that, right? I got little babies in, right? A little baby, actually. And I was supposed to get two in. I'm gonna show you all, right? This one, right? Before I get off of here. Show you all. So I got this plant in, right? This is a alba. Honey, don't let me start saying the name, okay? But I got this in. It's finally, look, it got some roots now, right? It was a cutting. It was a cutting, right? So I like to get plants like this, a cutting, right? I'll get a cutting. Look, it's starting to get ready. Some leaves getting ready to come up there. But this was a little cutting that I have gotten. And I put it in here because I'm trying to grow the roots. And the roots is coming in. Okay, the roots is coming in. So that's one of my plants that I seen and I liked it. And I said, oh, let me get this plant. Right? I thought that plant was beautiful. So I went and I ordered that plant. I actually ordered that plant, right? I was looking around for I forget what I was looking around for, but I was looking around for something and I came across this plant. I said, "Oh, I want that plant." So I ordered this plant, right? Um, and that's how I get a lot of my plants and grow them out, right? But if you have the time and the patience, if you don't have the time and the patience to do that, then I can understand. But that's a lot of my plants. It come from cut-ins, or when I go to the store, they be little babies like this potted up. They be little babies, right? And I just grow them out. It's cheaper if you get them as a baby and then grow them out. Okay. It's cheaper if you get them as a cut-in or get a cut-in and grow them out. It's going to take time, right? Some of my plants I done had for 2 years before it even got to that size, right? Before it even got to that size. But hey, right? If it's worth it to you, then do it. And that's the thing. A lot of this growing stages is worth it to me because I can't wait to see this baby right here grow out. I done had this probably like probably maybe a month, right? Maybe a month. And yeah, and it's finally growing roots. It's finally growing roots on it. So I had this probably maybe a month. And I love it. It reminds me of because I think it's in the same family as like the Mickey Mouse plant or whatever. I believe it is, but I don't really want to get carried away in those with those plants, like those alocasias. I love them. Those are some beautiful plants, but me and the alocasia family just don't mix. I'm telling you. I stick to what I love, okay, or what I know, because me and the alocasia family is like we just don't mix. So I try to stay away, but I think this is part of the alocasia family. And if so, this will be the only allocation that I'm going to have. Okay. But I believe that that's the allocation family. I have to go and do research on this. Okay. Because like I said, I was looking for something else and I happened to see this and I just ordered this. Okay. So this was one of the plants that I had got that came in as a cut-in that's like the last plant that I had come in as a cut-in, and I wanted to record it for you all because I was so hyped, but I didn't have time to pick up a camera and start recording it. So I'm showing you all it now, right? Thank you, Miss T, for sharing your plants journey with us. You are very welcome. I love to get them from the stores as babies. Yes, like me too. Miss T, have you tried to use honey to get the roots to come in? No, I've never tried honey, but I have tried cinnamon. I have tried cinnamon. And the cinnamon does work, if anybody want to know. I have tried cinnamon to get it to take root, and it works. Okay? So I have done that. But I've never tried the honey. But that thank you for sharing that with me. Okay, that's something to know. Okay, that's something to know. Hi, Ernest. How are you? Hi, Ernest. Love you much. But no, I've never did that with the honey. Have you ever done it with the honey? Let me know, Tangelus, if you ever done it with the honey and it worked for you, right? Or you just heard about it, but you didn't try it yet. Let us know. Oh, I used honey on a bamboo plant. Oh, okay, okay. Well, let me tell you about my bamboo plant. I had a bamboo plant. My bamboo plants was huge, right? I, a lot of my plants took a drastic turn when I had this renovation done. My son, and I don't know why, they moved everything over on one side of the living room, and my bamboo plant was over there on that section. Now, mind you, out of sight, out of mind, I forgot all about the bamboo plant, but I know that they have moved everything. My husband, all of them, they moved the tank, everything was over there in that area, right? And everything was, my bamboo plant was in the back, down on the floor because it was long, and it was closed off. Forgot all about the bamboo plant, right? So guess what? The bamboo plant never got taken care of. right? Everything else that we was seeing that was visible got taken care of. The bamboo plant, the snake plant that was on the other side, these things was blocked off. They never got taken care of, right? Um, when it was time to start moving things, and they finally moved that tank, and I saw my bamboo plant back there on the floor, I'd like to have a heart attack, family. The bamboo plant was so yellow. It was so, the water was dried out of it, right? I was like, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Who would stack the pillows from the couch over here on top of it? My son said he didn't do it, but I'm pretty sure he did it, right? I'm pretty sure he did it, but he said he didn't do it. Right? And I'm just like, unbelievable. So I don't have a bamboo plant no more. I don't even know if I'm going to ever get a bamboo plant. I was growing my bamboo plant from water, right? From water. And it was doing so good from water. I think I hear people say, use the dirt, do it in the dirt. But even from the water, right? I had it in those big, long vase, right? And it was growing in there and it was doing so good. I don't think I would, I don't know if I would get another bamboo plant at this point, right? I don't know. I'll see. Um, I'm happy that you up here, Ernest, and you got to see this. I I'm good. How are you? I'm good, Ernest. I know, like he did it. He did it. He just didn't want me to be upset with him. But he told me, Ma, I didn't do that. I'm like, yeah, okay. But so that happened and my plan it was over. It was over. Right? It was all yellowed out and it was a mess. So that was it. It was done, a done deal. But I said I don't think that I would get another bamboo plant, family. I honestly don't think so. I might, I don't know, I might come across a bamboo plant, I may love it, and another one and get it. I don't really just get it unless it's screaming to me. This plant was really screaming to me. I was looking for something else and I happened to see this and I said, oh my goodness, I want this plant. So I wound up getting this plant, right? In fact, I'm gonna look and tell you all the name of this plant, right? Because I don't want to just leave out here and not tell you all the name of this plant. So I'll tell you all the name. Let's see. I should be able to find it because I just got it like a month or so ago. I'll be able to tell you exactly when I got it. Yeah, over a month ago I got it. It's called oh, forget about it. A Syngonium albo. Okay, it's a variegated Syngonium albo. So I got it as a cutting. So I'm not sure though, right? It's an arrowhead, they says. It's an arrowhead. It's a real arrowhead. But I'm not sure. I think the arrowheads have its own what's the name, right? If I'm not mistaken, if anybody know, let me know, right? Because I believe so, right? I believe so. So I guess it's not an alocasia. Okay, it's not. I don't think so, right? So you all can share that with me if you all know. But I don't think so. I'm not really too up to date on that. Philodendrons, I am, right? Those are my main things. And I'm sorry, family, that you all see my dirty nails because I was just in that dirt repotting that plant. But I'm more familiar with those plants, right? Some plants that I'm familiar with that's not a philodendron, I'm not really too up on it, although I may know about it, but I've never cared for it. So I couldn't tell you about the care requirements of it, right? But before I do anything to this plant, right, I am going to read up more on this plant before I do anything to it. Um, Chancellor said that's what happened to mine. I forgot about it and it turned yellow. Yes, I cut the limbs and added honey to the ends and placed it in water. Okay, okay. Mm-hmm. Everyone have a great night. Thank you, Miss T, for sharing your plant knowledge. Good night. Good night, Tanchlis. Right? And I'm going to get off here myself because I've been up here for a while. Okay? And it's almost 7 o'clock. But I just wanted to share that with you all. I love it, family. Thank you all for being here. Right? Thank you all for supporting me. Thank you all for watching the video. And thank you all for sharing information, too. because I like these things. I love it, right? I just can't wait to see the things that you all have to share as well. Okay, so I love that. So I'm gonna get off of here as well because I have to go and, and do my other work that you all know I have to go and do. So it's never like a free day. Even if I get off of work early, it's like it's never a free day because I still have to work, whether I'm working at work or in the house, right? Our day is never done. So I just want to say that. But I'm gonna say good night, family. I love you all. And have a good night.